What's up, everybody? Funnel Doc here. So today I thought I'd go over my origin story. So often I talk to people and they're like, "What's your deal exactly? What do you do? Who are you? What's the Funnel Doc? What's this all about?" So I thought I'd make this video for those of you who don't know who I am, and there's probably quite a few of them, to explain my story and what's happened to me over the last 2 years. Matter of fact, it's not even been 2 years now as releasing this video. But so here's my story. So roughly about, it's been almost 3 years ago now. And we'll go back even farther than that. We'll jump back to the beginning or whatever. So I moved to Vegas. There's many, many stories that Funnel Doc has before he comes to Vegas, but he comes to Vegas. I'm a personal trainer here, doing personal training. This is in 2010. At that point, one of my clients one day I'm training actually looks up at me during one of our sessions. I'm telling him about this idea. I've been putting these folders and these binders and everything. I've been like making calculations. Mind you, this is before apps and everything. They really hadn't taken off, and the internet still was in its infancy as far as people interacting on it still. So we went in and I had all these ideas for this online automated personal trainer called Be Your Trainer. Like, I want to be your trainer. I thought that was funny back then. I thought that was cute. So it wants to be your trainer. So it's called Be Your Trainer. And if you go to YouTube and check it out, you can actually see there's videos still of it up and all the different stuff. But this is 2010. So I'm telling him about this, and I have all these folders with all these calculations and ideas and drawings. I'm telling him, he looks at me, he's like, "Jeff, how would you like to quit your job?" And I go, "Mark, what are you talking about?" He's like, "Do you like your job?" I'm like, "Sure I do." He's like, "How would you like to quit and work on this?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "I'll tell you what, I'll give you a salary. I know this is crazy. I'll give you a salary. Give me $3,000 a month to work on this project." And he's like, "And I'll fund the entire project for us, and we'll launch this." So a year goes by, and mind you, during this time I was a lot younger, better shape, but over this year I wasn't working out. I was working on this project. I got out of shape, and all of a sudden we get to the end where we finish everything up for this app is ready to launch pretty much, and we'd spent like $115,000 already, and this guy had only like budgeted like 100K. And we knew it'd be like another 100, 200, maybe even 300 to be able to market it properly, launch it, do the ads, everything it needed to be done. So rather than continue down that road, the guy just pulled it out, called it a loss. I know it's pretty crazy that people can write off 100K. I'm nowhere near anything like that, that's for sure. But can write off 100K and just call it a loss. So anyway, he calls it a loss, moves it to Costa Rica, and I'm sitting there with my wife at this point, like, what do we do? So she's a manager at Starbucks, so we have an income from her. I'm trying to find odd jobs, trying to get back into personal training. Mind you, I'd gotten really out of shape at this point. So it was sort of hard to get a job as a trainer anymore, running gyms. They want the young, in-shape dudes. So mind you, I wasn't able to get into that. So I was trying to do my own boot camps and other type of fitness-based things, one-on-one personal training, and I was learning sales and marketing. But as a trainer, from a training aspect, trying to actually market my boot camps and things like this. And this was roughly about 3, maybe 4 years ago now when I'm going through all this and learning all this. And, during this time, it's rough, man. Tori, my wife, is supporting us the whole time. I'm not able to get a consistent job. I'm able to do personal training gigs here where I'm making like $60 an hour, but it's like a couple hours a week here, a couple hours a week there, so no real income. And it wasn't anything consistent by any means. So one day, this guy I was studying marketing from in the fitness arena, his name is Bedros Keuilian, holds up this book from some random dude named Russell Brunson called .com Secrets. I actually have a copy of it right here. That's funny. .com Secrets. This is the book that literally changed my life. So, and back then, I was studying Bedros, and I'm the type when I study underneath someone, I go all in. If they say do something, I do it. You know what I mean? So, Bedros says you read this book. I read the book, and it was like the clouds parted, the light came down, and it was like, oh, it's like everything I'd been studying from Bedros now going from websites, because I've been building websites for all my my business is and stuff like that. Is very familiar with web design as far as like, stuff like WordPress, stuff like that at the time. And Russell's like, there's this ClickFunnels thing. And I see the vision. I see that Russell is going to create a category that's unlike any other. And it's going to be a movement, because just like, back in the early 2000s, or even the early 2000s, when people were getting a business, they were like, do I need a website? What's a website? I don't know what a website is. Now, no one would start a business without a website. Soon, no one will start a business without a funnel. And I saw this. And you know what? I decided I'm going to go all in on this guy. So I told my wife all about it. I'm like, there's this guy, Russell Brunson. I got these books, and I'm reading it, and Expert Secrets. It's just amazing. So roughly about March 2017, I joined the ClickFunnels group, this ClickFunnels Facebook group. And there's about 32,000 people in the group at this time. And I'm just going all in. Every penny we can scrape together, I'm buying Russell's stuff. I'm watching every YouTube video I can find. I'm hunting stuff down, finding old videos of him from years ago that like people can't even find anymore. I'm watching like everything. Every book I can get, everything I can buy, I'm buying everything. Like literally we're barely making paycheck to paycheck, but I'm still like, I'm whatever, credit cards, whatever it takes to be able to learn, because I know that this is the future. This is the way it's gonna change the way that marketing's done. And I see this. So I'm like, you know what? We go in the group, and I'm just learning. I'm like, you know what? One of the best ways to become a master at something is to be able to teach someone. So I'm like, I'm gonna just spend all the time mastering ClickFunnels. So I go in the group, and anyone has any questions, and I highly recommend people do this when you're starting out. This is a great way to gain authority, is I went in the group, and anyone had a question, no matter what it was, I would answer it. I'd be the first one. I was literally spending 6-7 hours a day sometimes throughout the day, or all day, would you say all day throughout the day, doing ClickFunnels, helping people with ClickFunnels, learning. If I didn't know it, I'd go find the answer. I'd Google it, I'd YouTube it, whatever it took to learn it, so that I could become the expert in ClickFunnels, because I knew by doing this, it was going to help to position myself to be able to sort of ride the coattails that Russell's were creating. I mean, he was creating such a powerful movement, and I saw it. So that was in March, and April 4th of that year, I fully committed to ClickFunnels. So for you guys that don't know me, this is a real funnel hacker tattoo. Yes, this does not come off. On April 4th, 2017, I got this bad boy as a commitment to myself that I was going to do something great in ClickFunnels, or be some weirdo with a funnel hacker tattoo. And man, thank goodness it was a ladder. That would have sucked. But anyway, we'll get to that. So I went all in. I'll never forget, I got one of those Facebook memory things, and it had me posting this and calling Russell Brunson and Dave Woodward and the people out saying, I'm going to do something with ClickFunnels, watch this. So got this tattoo, and it was my promise and my motivation. It's like, I'm going to do this. And shortly thereafter, they released, this was in April. So shortly thereafter, they released, for the first time ever, they had these groups where in your groups, they could name the top 10 contributors. Now, the group had grown from about 35,000-ish, 30,000-ish to now like 72,000 people, double over the course of these months. And I was the second highest contributor. Out of 72,000 people, I was the second highest contributor in the ClickFunnels group. And it was amazing. I was just like, shocked. I felt like it was an honor. I was like, this is great, blah, blah, blah. And then like a day and a half later, day and a half, what is that? Day later, my wife goes to work, and I'm getting ready to start my day learning and everything, getting ready to try and figure how I was going to turn this funnel stuff into profit and everything, and all that stuff I've been learning about funnels and webinars and the perfect webinar and everything like that. I literally just soaking it all in. And I'll never forget, I'm sitting at the computer doing my do, and she leaves like normal. And like, probably 45 minutes later, she walks in the door and she's crying, just bawling, just crying, just tears. Just, oh, babe, what happened? Lost my job. Now, mind you, she's the only one supporting us now. So like I had these gigs occasionally, but she was it. We were paycheck to paycheck, barely. And I'm spending money left and right trying to learn funnels, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, we have no income, nothing. I mean, it was bad. We had at one point, it got so bad we had to pawn my wife's actual wedding ring to be able to pay rent. And the sad thing is, we were still short. The ring, we only got like $800 for it to pawn it, and we got it back, But it was where they hold it, and but we were still short. Rent was like $1,200. We still had like $400 we had to come up with. It got really rough. I mean, we were having the government send us money for food and stuff. Like it was really bad. Luckily, I was a vet, so I had certain benefits and things, and there's a lot of good government programs. But we weren't that long. It was just like a couple months. But so anyway, I'm still trying to figure this out. We're having all these problems. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone posted in the ClickFunnels group, some random dude, don't know who he is, Kevin David, no clue who this guy is. Hey, I need help. Need somebody to do my funnels. I'll do your funnels, Kevin. He's like, well, what's your background? And I'm like, you guys can't see, but all these guys up here are actually a digital marketer. If you go, they have all these higher level certifications. I took all those during that time, got certified through all those in digital marketing, all forms of it, and lead management and gathering leads and funnels and everything. So I showed him those, and I'm like, and I got this post here that I was the second highest contributor to ClickFunnels. And I made a couple funnels at that point that had done okay, but they hadn't done anything great by any means, a couple thousands of dollars, nothing great. And he's like, well, you know what? Kevin, being the amazing guy he is like, dude, I'm going to go all in on you. You got ClickFunnels tattoo. You got to be serious, right? You got this. Let's do it. And I'll never forget it, man. When we started this, built it out, he gave me $6,000 for this first guy right here to build this first funnel for this guy. So for that you guys don't know, I make funnels, emails, and messenger bots and create an ecosystem around them. This is for a webinar for Amazon FBA course, or how to sell on Amazon. And it was a webinar course. Made me $6,000, and whoo, boy, I was rich. I thought I was rich. I couldn't believe it. $6,000. We were able to pay bills, get my wife's ring out of hospital. Of course, it went really fast because when you have bills and bills coming in, $6,000 is not a lot. But it was able to get us afloat, and it was great. It was the greatest thing ever. And I'll never forget, we launched on May 17th, and then 57 days later, at that time, it was the fastest anyone had ever hit $1 million. We had done $1 million in sales through the funnel and ecosystem I created for Kevin for his amazing course. And it was crazy. I remember like twice we had days that were over 100,000. I never seen money like this before. I'm like, are you kidding me? As a personal trainer, I think my best year was maybe like 80 grand or something, which is great. Don't get me wrong. 80 grand for a lot of people is a lot. I mean, then I thought I was balling. I was like, 80 grand's a lot of money. And it still is now. Don't get me wrong. It's still a lot of money, but things have changed. So anyway, personal trainer, and Kevin, so we hit this record, and coming September 15th, we're close to that now. September 15th, 2017, they were doing the viral launch for ClickFunnels, for where they had the gold digger and the squirrel, the nude squirrel he was painting. And because Kevin had the record fastest $1 million, they were inviting 200 of the top entrepreneur influencer people like Caleb Maddox, JP Sears, Gary Vee was doing a presentation there. It was all these amazing people. Akbar Sheikh was there, Josue Pena, just so many different people were there. Josh Forty was there. There were so many awesome people. But anyway, they invite Kevin, and then Kevin, being the amazing dude he is, because here's the deal, like I did everything for Kev, and he was getting all the recognition because it was his course and his money, he deserved it. But I wasn't getting any highlights as being the guy who made it. So Kevin, being the amazing dude he is like, hey, I'm not going to go unless Jeff can go. And they're like, sure, why not? And Kevin, so next thing you know, I'm going to this event. And this is crazy, mind you. I'm coming from like the street, slums. I'm not slums, but it was like we were broke, and we're still we couldn't even, pretty sure we borrowed money or something to be able to go, or at least put on the credit card just so I could go to this event, because we didn't really have money. I think it was like $600. I'm pretty sure we put on a credit card. I have to find that story. She takes care of the finances, but I went to this thing in Boise with Kevin. Amazing time. I'll never forget it, man. It was so crazy. That's for this guy right here, this is in case you don't know, I'm a Guinness Book World Record holder because of ClickFunnels for the largest ever human bubble soccer game. I was one of the participants in it, and that's my award from ClickFunnels and Guinness Book World Record. So I've got this first tattoo, this first guy now. I'm getting this guy. We'll talk about this guy in just a second. And we go down there, and I'll never forget it. Like, this is my first experience to anything like this. I mean, anything. I've never been to a conference like this or anything like this. It's crazy. And I'll never, Gary Vee's doing his presentation, all these amazing people that I've seen like on TV and been watching from afar. I'll never forget, I'm down on the field. We're getting ready to do the Guinness Book thing, and this is Steven's first starting his career, but at that time he was still Russell Brunson's right-hand dude. I'll never forget. I was like, Steven Larson. Oh my God, I felt like a little schoolgirl. I'm sorry if that offends, but I did. I was like all giddy. I was like, and he came up to talk, and we were talking, and I was just like, oh my God, he doesn't know this. I never told him this, like how like fanboy I was of him at that time. I was like, oh my God, I'm talking to Steven Larson. This is amazing. So anyway, we go back. Gary Vee's doing his presentation, and all of a sudden, I'll never forget this. I look across the swarm of people that are there, and I'm looking, and Akbar Sheikh is across the room, and I've been looking at him, possibly taking on him as a mentor, because I've been watching what he's doing, and loved every part of his mission and things he's been doing, and I needed some direction with everything that was happening, because stuff was happening so fast, mind you. It's only been a couple months, and it's just, here I'm at this thing, and all of a sudden I look across, and sitting right next to Akbar is Bedros Keuilian, the guy who started it all, the original guy who introduced me to .com secrets, who, because of him, started this whole journey, is right there. I'm like, this is amazing. You don't know the sense of like destiny, it felt like, because like, here's the guy who gave me this book and started it all, right? And he's like sitting right across the way. I'll never forget, I went up to him. He wanted up being on my team for the Guinness Book. So we're in the Guinness Book World Records together. And I'll never forget, I come up to him and I tell him, I'm just like, dude, you changed my life. You inspire me. Because of this, if I never read this book, I wouldn't be here right now, man. This is like, it just going all full circle. It's crazy. Sorry to get all choked up, but it was seriously, it was crazy to be there and to have all this going on. It was just so intense, and man, I'll never forget it. It's almost been like 2 years ago now. Anyway, so on with the story. So we get back. Everybody starts finding out about me, and things start blowing up at this point. Like, so this is in September. November, we're doing well enough with funnels and little projects and stuff, and Kevin has now paid me to make this second guy that this is for his Shopify course, for his webinar and everything. So we're set up that way, and things are looking really good. And I tell my wife, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, in November, if we have a good month, quit your job. So in November, my wife was able to retire from her job and hasn't really, I mean, she's worked, she helps me all the time, but she hasn't worked really since, as far as like a regular job. And she tells everyone she's retired, so she loves it. And then in December, we launched Bannock Digital Marketing, my original digital marketing agency. And we were focused on the 4 pillars at that time, which were funnels, email, messenger bot, and Facebook ads, because sources of traffic. And we were doing pretty good. We were having some good launches, things, and all of a sudden in June, July-ish of that last year, I was trying to expand my agency out because we'd done so well. We'd now got the second 2 comma by that time. Things were going really well. People were starting to know who I was. We're starting to see my results. And a lot of people were starting to come to me. And I was traveling a bunch. I went all over the place. I went to several different conferences. That year, I flew out to Puerto Vallarta. I did a speaking conference for NinjaCon in front of 150 people. That was like a dream of mine. It was like to present, and actually people come up and tell me my presentation like inspired them and changed it. It's just crazy. Okay, so I had Bedros that he invited me to his fitness business summit. He gave us VIP, so we went down to San Diego during this time. We went to AdCon. We got AdCon, Dan Henry's event. We got our 10K award for doing over $10,000 a month in residual sales. We got that. And then Funnel Hacking Live, which I got my second trophy at happened. So we had Funnel Hacking Live. It was just a crazy whirlwind of stuff. Then June hits, and I'm trying to expand out. I'm trying to grow my business. I'm trying, because everybody that's entrepreneur wants to grow. I'm doing really well. I'd like to do even better. So I decided at that point that I need help. I need to grow my agency. I need someone to, and I don't know what to do, man. Like I watch Shark Tank all the time. Shark Tank, if you need some help, you give somebody a percentage of your business, right? Made sense? So this is stupid, and these are some of the things that you guys need to learn from my mistakes, so don't do this stuff. But yeah, so I had a best friend of my time at that time that was saying all this stuff about agencies and how great he was, so I'm like, you know what, best friend, why don't you come over and help me out? I'll give you 25% of my company. And during the month he was with us, we did like $108,000 of sales in that month. Now, mind you, this is stuff I'd already set up. He even admits that he had no business in setting up or closing it or anything like that. But his rebuttal was that he was a 25% owner, so he was due 25%. And my stupidity and my fault, I take ownership of this. I didn't lay out a proper agreement outlining what his actual responsibilities were. So because of that, he kept all the money. So it was a very expensive learning mistake. 25 grand he made off that, and disappeared. He left and didn't return any money. And I mean, there's multiple ways you can see it, but I'm going to take responsibility for it and say that I should have outlined our agreement better. I was a friend and I didn't think it happened, but it did. So anyway, moving on to that, 25 grand. Now all of a sudden he leaves. And this was in June of 2018. And maybe he leaves, and it got tough, man. We had like 13 clients at this point. We had a couple people I was trying to source out ads. Anytime I would write the ads would do well. Whenever I'd source them out to someone, they wouldn't. I hate doing ads. I hate ads. I just don't like it. I like funnels, emails, bots, mainly funnels and bots. And I understand emails, but they're not my thing either, really. But anyway, Facebook ads, didn't want to do them, and we were having problems with it. And one of my clients now, all of a sudden, that had been with me 9 months, he winds up quitting because the ads that this person, because here's the other thing, is this other person that had been doing work for me, and I thought their stuff was up to par, and again, my fault. I didn't check his work. I just assumed he was doing a good job, and it wasn't. It was pretty bad. It was, some of his stuff got heckled by people in the ads so bad that I lost a client of like 9 months, wound up leaving. He's actually coming back to me now. We're working together again, so that feels good to be able to come back and fix that problem. But anyway, so things got really bad though. They got really rough. I have all this overwhelm. I couldn't deliver on these Facebook ads. We were having trouble on fulfilling the funnel. We literally picked up in a couple months, like 6 to 7. We went from like 4 to 5 clients to like 13 clients. So what was that? Like 8 new clients we picked up. I got overwhelmed, and instead of taking it head on like I should have, I curled up into a ball to some degree, and was overwhelmed, and didn't deliver people. And because of that, we had $35,000 of this $108,000 refund. So we had to pay 35 grand back. I'll never forget, I go back to this person too. I'm like, hey man, they refunded 35 grand. Here's your percentage of it. It'll be 7. Can you give me that? Nope. So, but whatever, my mistake. Life goes on. Funnel doc story here. So things started slowing down, and we started picking back up and gaining back momentum, and Funnel Hacking Live came, and I wind up getting, this guy right here goes from 0 to $10 million in sales in just 18 months. So the ecosystem I created does over $10 million in 18 months. So that was an amazing time. We got the 10K award. You guys see pictures of me hanging that up. Kev's got that at his place. And things started going well after that. So we were able to pick back momentum. We're now building out funnels. I have a new agency name. We're Funnel Doc Digital Marketing. We're doing well. We just launched a funnel recently for one of my clients, and in the first 20 days, we did $70,000 in sales. So that was a webinar launch, doing really good. Things are doing well. I just launched my own funnel agency secrets, where I'm teaching people how, using funnels, emails, and messenger bots, how to create your own digital marketing agency and scale it to 10K in a month and beyond. So I'm doing that, and then I'm doing a lot of content. Like I'm here that I'm trying to put out and let people learn from me, since all the different things I've learned, the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, how to do funnels, how to do emails, how to do bots, and then learning from my experience. So with that, there's where I am today, and Funnel Doc out.